Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, well today I am doing my calendar collage. If you've joined me before for calendar collage, I just fill in the little squares or rectangles where the dates were. This is the one that I did last year. It's just so fun to look at. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. My daughter hasn't finished this one yet. She thought about doing it when we had craft day, but then I got the jelly jelly printing out. What is that called? A jelly mat? No. Well, you know, to do the jelly printing. I got that out, and that's all she wrote. She was hooked. So I've only done one in this calendar, and this calendar is a lot smaller squares. This is the one I did the last time, and then I put a stencil over it. I was hoping that the paint, you could see through it a little bit better, but that's okay. It still turned out okay. But I want to go ahead and do this one. I got out some scraps. Oops, that's a book. Must have been on the bottom of the scrap pile. I got out my Elmer's glue. I don't really need to use a super bond on this because it's not something that is, you know, that I'm going to be using, turning the pages and writing in and stuff. So I'm just going to go for it. Typically, before I do these types of the calendar collage, I will prepare some ahead of time just to avoid having too much time on our hand, you know, to avoid spending too much time over. I usually go about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. But this time I didn't do that. I just decided, you know what? I'm just coming in. I'm going to do it. So basically what I do is I line it up where I want it. And then I use these grid marks kind of as my follow guide. And you can do one for each little spot. We'll save that because we'll probably use it. Or like this one, I'm gonna make it big enough to put into 4 spots. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's yours. So oh my goodness, it has been a day. It was so cool last night and today. It was in like the low 60s. I couldn't believe it. So this morning I got out and worked in my garden. It is an absolute mess, the front garden. A mess, I say. Let's see, did I use the whole sheet? Yeah. I typically will use the whole sheet. Go up all the way. But I'll do the border later. I think it's going to go more this way. Anywho, so I went out and I pulled some weeds, and my back was breaking. Oopsie, that didn't go very good. And so I came in and got some other stuff done, laundry and such. And that one I might have to save and see if I can fill in somewhere with it. And then I needed to run some errands, so I texted my granddaughter and said, hey, I need to run some errands. Does anybody want to go? And she's like, yes. So the two youngest, or I'm sorry, my 2 granddaughters went with me. And that's always so fun. So we tootled around a little bit and had a great time, and then came back and had lunch, and then just square these up with the scissors, and then I needed to put some notebooks together for our home study group that Joey and I are doing starting tomorrow. And so my oldest granddaughter helped me with that. That was fun. It's always fun. I mean, it doesn't matter what we're doing. It's so fun to do things together. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay. And I'm going to continue to use this. These are in kind of an odd odd shapes because I just randomly tore them. My granddaughter and I did the stack and whack is what I heard Gail call them. I don't know what I call them. I've done them, but I can't remember what I call them. I don't know that I call them stack and whack, but anyway, so I have a bunch of this left over from a bunch of these little scraps. And I thought, oh, those would be fun to use. So yeah, you can either just fill in each blank, which is super fun, or you can you know, kind of do what I did and I mean, filling each blank individually with one color or one paper, or you can do what I did up here, and I used, you know, a couple to go across multiple blocks. And if you've ever watched before, I mean, I don't really have too much of a rhyme or reason, but in my head, I try not to get the same color or the same paper in the same row or column, and I try not to have them touching either. So they do sometimes, and that's fine, but kind of in my head, that's the direction I go. So that's pretty, isn't it? So anyways, they just left, and so that was fun. And then I don't know what we're doing tonight. I don't know what's on the agenda. I know Joey's wanting to get some lawn work done, so that might be tonight. I'm doing odds right now, just some odd numbers here. You know how it is. Kind of looks a little bit better when you do odd things, numbers and odd, or what am I trying to say? Pictures and odd numbers. Prints, digitals, whatever. Some of them are going to be uneven. That's okay. On some of the pages, I've actually gone back and used vintage photo in the creases. I don't know that I'll do that. Now on the other let's see, where do I want to put this? Maybe right here. On the other calendar, the calendar spanned both pages. See here how it spans both pages, whereas this one is just one. And last time I left the picture, and I thought maybe I'll do that again this time. We'll see. Okay. What else is happening? I feel like there was some other stuff I was going to tell you about. So, can't remember if it's been a long time if I have mentioned it, but you may remember that my mom passed away in January. It was very tough. It's still tough. I guess we'll always miss our mama. And so Kathy and I had a tree planted in our park here in memory, in honor of my mom, our mom. And we've been waiting. There's supposed to be a memorial plaque that was supposed to be planted with, that didn't turn out, look at that. Was supposed to be planted with the tree, you know, at the same time. But they said it wasn't ready. So that was in February that was in May when they planted the tree. So it's finally going to be ready Friday of this week, which this may air on Friday depending on how long it takes to load. And so yeah, I'm going to be going over to watch that. Finally get to see the plaque, and hopefully it's as beautiful as I'm thinking it is in my mind, you know. So I'll do that Friday. What else? Back to school's coming up. Kids are starting to shop. I have loved the back to school school supply. You know, I love school supplies. So I've been at our local Walmart and have purchased school supplies. I love them. You know, like this one's a little bit harder to find, but I'm going to see if they carry the extra strength. Like I buy it in a multi-pack, but I've only seen it in like a 2-pack when they do have it at our Walmart. And, you know, it's just not as cost effective, I don't think. So I need to check though to see if they have it now that it's back to school. And then also another thing that's great are all of those little plastic like shoe boxes and pencil boxes. Those are great project boxes, especially if you're on the move, you know, like in the car or when I'm traveling by plane and want to take something. Or you just want to organize. I think those are nice to have. And I think right now they're 97 cents, but sometimes they go, you know, on sale closer to school if they still have a ton. Aren't we always looking for a new way or a better way to organize? I know I am. And then, you know, I can't find anything. You know, once in a while when I'm very organized, I'm like, oh my gosh, where would I put that? If I were me and I was organizing, where would I put that? That's what I ask. All right, we're getting there. This is very thick. I don't like to mix the papers when they're thick like that. Okay. All right, what else has been going on? I feel like there's been tons going on, but I can't think of what, you know, what it is. So I was with the grandchildren, and my grandson gets me caught up on Dude Perfect. If you haven't ever watched that, it's hysterical. Dude Perfect. And so we got caught up on that. Well, he showed me his favorite ones that I hadn't seen, so that was fun. And what else? Let's go 5 with this one. It's kind of bright but light, you know. Whoops. What did I do with the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4. So on my last video, I thought I was going to tell you something, but I forgot what it was. And so after the video was over, I thought, oh yeah, that's what it was. And now I'm thinking, what was that? I'm excited. Kathy's new fabric came out. I can't think of the name of it, but it's black and white. So go search Kathy Holden. Or did it come out, or is it going to be available? Maybe it's on pre-order. Go and look. Kathy Holden, black and white. Anyways, it's absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. And let's see if I put it here, then I can put one there. It's so beautiful. I haven't seen it in person yet, but I've seen pictures of it. It's beautiful. If you're friends with her on Instagram or Facebook, I think it's on there too. Instagram, probably. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and I need to do some fun stuff coming up with Joey Cardmaker's mashup series. I'm excited about that. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's in pink. my thought is to make something. A friend of mine's daughter is getting married, and I thought it would be, and her favorite color is pink, and I thought it would be fun to make her a Mother of the Bride book to document as things unfold, you know. Oops. Okay. I have one in that row, one in that row, one in that row. I don't have one in this row, but I put that there. And those two would be touching. So this one, did I do this? I will put it right here. No, this row. Okay. So, okay, so yeah, so if you haven't already seen Joey's new mashup, it's on his Ko-fi. So I want to do one of those. I want to do a mashup with Joey. And also, get this, the Junk Journal Studio has another kit out, and I cannot wait to get into that. I just have got to get, I'm going to take that half of that lady off of there. I just need to get situated. I have had so much going on. And you know, being with my grandchildren those 4 days is easy peasy. It is so wonderful. They're so respectable. They respect others. They're loving to each other. They do their chores. I mean, they're just amazing, you know. They're not babies, you know, so I'm not changing diapers or doing nap time or anything like that. And it's summer, so they're not running from here to there. They're just, you know, dinking around the house and goofing off, and then we did a few things together. So it is, it's not anything that's hard to do by any means. But, okay, so I'm going to have to take some of this off too, or else I'm going to cut that person's head off. But, I was exhausted when I got home. And I think part of that is being out of my own routine. I mean, it was the easiest thing. As a matter of fact, there were days where I just sat on the couch, you know, here and there, just hanging out. But I also think not sleeping in my own bed. I got home and I was exhausted. Joey said he had woke up, and he said you were out. So yeah. But while I was over there, we, my youngest granddaughter and my youngest grandson, we painted rocks, and that was just fun. I just wanted to do some crafts, and so I went outside, and they have, you know, rocks in their around their garden, and I just went and grabbed a bunch of rocks and came in, and then they went out. I said, hey, you guys want to paint rocks? And they were like, yeah. So they went out and got their rocks, and then rock painting ensued. Rock painting ensued, and it was super fun. I made a ladybug. I made a mushroom. What else did I make? I'm trying to think of where I can put this. If I put one here, nope, because I want to put one there. I can put one here and one there. Okay, I think I got it. My grandson just painted rocks, and they were so pretty. And then, oh gosh, where did I say? Put one. Oh, I think I messed it up. Okay. And yeah, so anyways, he painted rocks. Oh, that's too little anyways. Oh, here it is. That's going to be right by that one. Yep. Well, let's do it anyways. We're breaking all the rules. And then my granddaughter, she did, she found these 2 rocks. One was kind of a little bit in a triangle, and she painted it to look like a roof. And then she painted a couple of the others to, she painted another one to look like the house. Oh my gosh, it was adorable. And then she piled them on top of each other, set them on top. It was so cute. And then she did one that was a whale. It was a really interesting piece of, it was an interesting rock. And it was a perfect shape for a whale. So she did that. And then, what else did she do? We just painted. It was really fun. It was really relaxing too. So, another thing is, I think I mentioned to you that I've been watching this show called Portrait something. It's on Prime. I'm sorry, I can't remember the full name of it, but I think if you go on to Prime and search Portrait, it's a competition. So I'm sure there's movies or whatever that have the word portrait in it, but this is a competition. And it's where people compete by painting, drawing, whatever, portraits of these famous people that are in Britain. And oh my gosh, I am loving it. And the funny thing about it is, after watching it, and we watched quite a bit of it while I was at my grandchildren's house, the funny thing about it is you just watch it so long that you think you can do it. Think you can do a portrait. Maybe many of you might be able to. I don't have that type of talent. I think I'm going to do 2 more of those because I think they'll fit. Yeah, so you get done watching and you think, oh yeah, I can do that. It's kind of like when I saw the movie for the first time, Catch Me If You Can, or something like that, with Leonardo in it. Remember that? And I got out of that movie and I thought I could probably get by with piloting a plane. You know, I just thought I could con my way through that. Well, in this, you just watch it, you watch them paint so much, and you just think, oh yeah, I got that. I can do that. For me, no, I can't. But it is fascinating to watch. I think I just finished season 2. And because a lot of the famous people are British, many of them I don't know. And but there's some that I did know, so that was really fun. So if you like art, painting, watercolors, acrylic, oil, whatever, sketching, charcoal, pencil, whatever, you're going to love this show. You are going to be hooked. So this one, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I can use all 3 of these. Might have to do a long one right here. We'll see. Okay, what else is going on? Still watching Leverage. The characters are developing, you know how that is after you watch for a while. Characters begin to develop. There is a little teensy bits of swearing once in a while. Nothing huge because it's not from like a movie channel or anything. But you know, I'm always aware of that and always want to let you know if I recommend something. And up to this point, there's no adultness, if you get my drift. So that's good. That makes it easy watching, you know, when you have people that are watching with you. Okay, it's turning out pretty good. Let's see what else. This might be fun to put here, put something here. Let's try that. And this is like a little bumblebee. It's cute. I'm getting a hankering for fabric. My granddaughter wants me, I made them all a tote for their birthdays last year. A really, you know, like a reversible, zippers, stuff like that. And she wants another one. She wants to be able to swap off and on when she wants to. So I may be doing that. And then while I was over there, I took a quilt assessment. Who has quilts? And my youngest granddaughter, is the only one that does not have a quilt past her baby quilt when I made her first quilt, which I made them pretty, you know, kind of big, like cribs. It was a nice crib size, but still, and it's a nice little cover up, but it's not, you know, it's not a quilt big enough for her bed or anything. So I told her we would go look for fabric one day, make her a bigger quilt, because the other ones have asked for quilts, you know, since I've made their babies, and so it's time that she gets a bigger one if she wants one. You know, sometimes people are sentimental, but she seemed open to it, so maybe we'll go get fabric at some point. Well, I'd like to use a lot of the fabric that I have, since I have so much fabric. But she has very specific colors, so I want to make sure that there's enough variety. I'm going to go ahead and grab this since we're almost done. I want to make sure she has enough variety in the quilt, because I like to do kind of a patchworky type of thing where there's a lot of different colors and stuff, patterns. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, that's pretty. I want to say this might be from All Things Roses, but I'm not sure without looking. I used to have a parakeet when I was growing up. I was a kid. It was in my room. His name was Charlie. Wonder if Kathy remembers that. It was a beautiful one. It was the, you know, typical yellow and blue. And I was just such a faithful bird mom. And that's going to have to go. And so I would clean that cage all the time, you know, and because I had an aversion to droppings. Anyways, one time Charlie got out and I was like, oh my gosh. But he settled down long enough for me to scoop him up and put him back in. He was a sweet bird, but I don't know if he was well behaved enough to be able to be out and about. I like that. I'm kind of thinking put that there. Have to trim the sides off, but that's okay too. Okay. How about we put it on this side too? Let's see. Almost. It's gonna be a little long, but I'll cut it off. And if you wanted to, you know, you could distress edges. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Typically, if I do, I try to do as much as I can ahead of time, because that can get very lengthy. Should we do the bottom? Perfect. Let's do it. This is so relaxing, and I need to get my brain into just a very relaxed state so I can come up with some ideas on what I want to do next. I have so many things floating around in there, so I want to just get my mind at ease. So not that I have anything, you know, pertinent stressed on my mind. I'm just I always have a busy mind. That's just who I am. I think I'll go this way. I will, though, something that is on my mind is this little girl. Her name is Pearl. She's 5 years old in our area. She's the daughter of friends of a friend. I've never met her, but, you know, I don't think I've ever met a 5-year-old I didn't love, but her name's Pearl, 5 years old, and sadly she was attacked by multiple dogs and has been in the hospital in critical. And as you can imagine, her family is beyond frightened for her, you know, stressed. So I don't want to bring down the group or bring down the video, but I would like to ask prayer for little Pearl. And even if you watch this video years from now, chances are, due to the severity of these injuries, which every day is touch and go at this point, chances are her and her family will need prayer at whatever point you're watching this video, you know. So she's been on my mind. So this is when things continue to pop up in your mind and you just need just a smidgy break from it. Something like this is a good project. Okay, I'm getting labels out because I think I'm going to put a label right here. Not plumbers. I have some really pretty labels somewhere. I mean, they're all pretty, but I mean some that would be, these are neat. These are from my favorite ephemera. I was thinking a bright one. That's kind of bright. This is a bright one. That's kind of neat because it's a totally different color, you know. I need to print more of these and cut them. They're so pretty. I use them all the time. I use them on gift bags, letters. I use them all the time, and I printed them on label paper. Where is that? There we go. There. We did it. Let's ink around it. And then we'll call that a video. And then hopefully tomorrow when I come back, I'll have an idea on what I'm going to be doing next. Maybe fabric related. I just have a hankering. We'll see. I never did my Christmas in July that I wanted to do, so maybe we'll do Christmas in August. My dining room table has been full for getting ready for different things, so when I get my Christmas out, I want to take it to the dining room table to pull out exactly what I want to use. And you'll know when that happens because I'll probably do a week of it while it's all out and about and then put it away until December. There we go. Did another page. That's fun. That's fun. So I don't do one a month. I just do one whenever I want. So this one could be done in a month or so, and it could take a year and a half. This one did take, I think this one took a year to do. I think I might have done one approximately once a month, but not specifically. All right, that's it. So those will go back on the shelf. I had this in here just to, so this didn't stick, but I don't think it's going to stick. Well, thanks everybody for hanging with me and for story time and for your precious prayers. They're appreciated. And we just so appreciate you hanging out with us on our videos. Thank you for subscribing and for sharing and your sweet, 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 sweet comments. And we want you to know that we pray blessings over you and you're so loved. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.